All right, so I was watching a video today. I've been kind of into recipes lately and cooking and baking and nothing too hardcore. Like I actually would like to get more into it. Just more, I don't know, I just kind of like that. And I don't want to be like too much about like big of a chef because this is the thing. If I go down that route, I'm going to want to eat a lot of food. And so I'm trying to do it in ways where I control it, where I control my appetite, where I'm not just like chef extraordinaire, like, okay, we really got to exercise a whole heck of a lot of moderation. So I'm trying to keep things simple. But anyway, my point is in saying that is I've been kind of interested in recipes lately and just a little bit more down that road. And one thing I've always thought this, and it's kind of funny how like you can sort of think things. And hi, Leo. Hey, buddy. It's kind of funny how you can sort of think things, and at least with me, I think things on one level, and even if it's just something simple, like something, not a big, like, you can maybe see someone doing this with like some big, traumatic thing or whatever, but like even if it's something simple, like not a big deal, I kind of suppress my thoughts sometimes to a certain extent. But it kind of like hit me today. I'm like, no, I really don't, I don't like that. So anyway, I was watching this one recipe and the girl talking about how to make the certain item. I mean, great, like she did a good job. It was, I'm sure she's a good cook and that if I watched her videos or whatnot, I would get a lot out of it. I don't know who this is. It was just kind of like a random person or what. It was like a short, like a YouTube short. And she was talking about how to make the certain kind of item, and it was an interesting recipe, except when she was giving the instructions, she was very like flexible with, you can use this, you can use that, you can use this seasoning, you can use that seasoning, you can use whatever you want. Which maybe you're hearing that, and maybe to most people that sounds like a good thing. They're like, oh yeah, I can be flexible, I can use whatever I want. To me, that really, like, it honestly, it takes the magic out of it. If I'm following a recipe, I'm following it for a reason. I'm following it because maybe not all the time, but sometimes because I have a certain trust in who is ever giving the recipe. I have like a certain trust. I hold that person to a certain, like, it's not that dramatic, but maybe it is. I hold that person's recipe to like a certain level to where I have a certain faith and trust that they've figured out how to cook something, they figured out how to bake something, they figured out how to make something that I don't know how to make yet, that I'm learning how to make. Maybe I have an idea, but could I do it from scratch without any instruction? No, I don't. Maybe I get the concept a little bit, maybe I don't, but I need help. I don't totally understand what I need to do, which is why I'm seeking the recipe. And I kind of like that because I feel like to learn something, you kind of have to like humble yourself and submit yourself to the fact that, okay, there's someone out there who knows more than me in this area, so I'm going to take their word for it, because if I was left to my own devices, I wouldn't know, I wouldn't know what to do, So anyway, I don't like it when people are like, oh, you can use this, you can use that, you can use whatever you want. I don't like that. If someone gives substitutes, like if someone says, okay, you can use honey as a sweetener or you can use agave, I'm using honey. I find that it's a little bit, whatever, but they say if you don't use this, you could use agave. But I kind of like it even when people say, when someone's giving a recipe and they say, oh, and I'm just making this up, like say they're talking about an oil, they could say, instead of saying, oh, well, you could use olive oil, you could use canola oil, you could use sunflower oil, you can use coconut oil, you can use whatever you want. Instead of saying that, I like it when they say, you know what, you really specifically want to use coconut oil with this, and you really want to I like these specifics. I appreciate like the option to substitute something, because it is really annoying and frustrating, because it's like you follow a recipe and a lot of these ingredients, it's like you have to go halfway around the world to China to get this stupid thing you've never heard of before, but you need it for the, I'm like that is the other thing. I'm going to go on a side trail about this. That is the other thing that ticks me the heck off about some recipes. Not all of them. I feel like a lot of them have gotten better and it's maybe easier to get stuff nowadays, but I feel like you're looking for a certain ingredient and like the grocery store by you doesn't have it and then that store doesn't have it. And I'm like, my gosh, it shouldn't be this hard to get this stupid ingredient, and it's like, then it's like you go to the store and you ask for the ingredient, they act like you have four heads, like they've never heard of it before. But then it's like, if you don't use this and you if you go to the recipe and you're like, oh, well, they don't have this, what can you use? Then they look at you like you're stupid that you don't have it in your cabinet. Like, anyway, aside from that though, I don't like it when people are too flexible with recipes, because this is the thing. I could throw glue. If I'm making bread, I could get Elmer's glue and throw it in. Can I use whatever I want? Can I use glue? Can I go get Elmer's glue? Now, I do have the presence of mind to know that you shouldn't, you can't use Elmer's glue in bread. Although there is like that talk that apparently people are using some ingredient that's in yoga mats or something. I don't know. I haven't studied that much. I do care. It's not like I don't care. I do care, but I feel like everything bad isn't everything. Like, nothing really shocks me anymore. Like, everything bad is somewhere. So I do try to kind of avoid it when I can, but it's like, if you listen to every darn video out there that says you shouldn't be eating it, it's like some people with really good credentials say, I ain't say that very properly, but I don't really care. I don't care that much. Some people with some very credentialed people or whatever, like, you might have someone who says, you know what, vegetables aren't as good as people make them out to be. They actually are toxic to some people. We really need to be eating, meat. We really need to go on a meat carnivore diet. You're going to have someone else who also is very credentialed and will say the exact opposite. We'll talk about how meat is bad and we really need to go to more of a plant-based thing. And anyway, that's like the most extreme example I can think of right now, but like there's other things to it too. I've kind of been a little bit more balanced lately, which I don't know, I think there's something to that anyway. But anyway, why was I saying that? But my point is, in saying that, is it's like, if you listen to every piece of advice, every video out there, like, there's going to be nothing left to eat. There's going to be nothing left to eat. Like, I think I'm doing good by like going to the store and getting fruits and vegetables. Oh, well, you shouldn't eat this because, you can't eat this. You have to buy it organic, and if you don't buy it organic, you're just stupid and you're going to drop dead on tomorrow. And then, oh, well, you really shouldn't get your vegetables from the store. You should get your vegetables from a farmer's market. So now I have to go and I have to hike out to a little house on the prairie to get vegetables so that I don't drop dead from cancer. Which actually, you know what? I mean, I say that jokingly, but that's actually probably really what we have to do. Like, I know a little bit about, I don't really understand what a farmer's market is. I do, like, I'm not that dumb, but like I've been to them before. Like, I've been to farmers markets. I have had farmers markets, like, growing up we would go to farmers markets. There is a farmers market by me, but like I don't get what it is. Like, is it I don't care. I mean, I do care. I actually really am interested in that kind of stuff, but it's like, I say I don't get what it is, and people are gonna like come at you like you're just, like, I hate it when people try to explain something to you, but they talk down to you. Like, I don't care that I don't care. I mean, if I learn what it is, then that's great. But like, in my heart, I don't care that I don't know. I like want to know, but I don't feel bad about myself that I don't know. It's not like a source of insecurity. But hey, because then you have like people try to give you advice. They're like, oh, well, it's this, and like, just shut up and go. Like, I don't know. People are I don't vibe with a lot of people. I think I've made a mistake in my life of not always voicing my annoyances. I think that's a mistake that I've made a little bit in my life, as I need to start, kind of have actually doing it right now. Like, voice a little bit more of my annoyances or whatnot, because there's a lot of people I can get along with. If you're a good person, if you're a decent person, I can get along with you. But the fact of the matter is, and this I know better, but it still like surprises me. It doesn't surprise me, but it still does surprise me. Not every person is a good person, and that to me is just like, I don't I mean, I understand that, but it's kind of like when you are buying someone a gift, like when you're buying someone a present. Not that I like walk around buying people presents all the time, but it's like when you're buying someone, sorry, it's like gross. When you're buying someone a present and you buy them something that you would like and they don't like it, it's like, okay, you know they're a different person, but part of you thinks, well, I know, it's like you think everyone thinks like you know on a conscious level that not everyone thinks like you, but just on a reptilian brain level, you think that everyone thinks like you. And we do as humans, like even people who are very different, you know, there's some just characteristics about being human that we all think alike in certain ways. Like we are different, but we're not like as different. Anyway, I'm getting off too many topics or whatnot, but anyway, I don't understand what a farmer's market is. Is it is it farmers who own farms selling their crops like to regular people instead of selling them to the store? Like not as like much of a commercial thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it like, okay, I remember my mother, we would go to, like, she always loved to go to craft fairs where people who make crafts, who, you know, who, I mean, like, not just something like cheap and silly or whatever. I mean, maybe some of this, actually no, actually there was some really cool stuff, like, actually, like, people who had talent and made crafts. Like, some people might have made like hodgepodge. I don't know. I don't even know what hodgepodge is. I do know what hodgepodge is. You put it on wood. It's glue. You can put it on other stuff too. Anyway, people who make crafts, and she would go, and it's like they would sell their crafts. They would sell what they made. She even had stuff that she made and participated in craft fairs a few times, and I actually even helped her with it. So there you go. Like, I've been part of it. But anyway, so it's like, is that what it is? Like, you have people who make brownies. Like, I bought jam from a farmer's market one time. It was really good. Sugar was like the biggest. I think sugar was the biggest ingredient in it, or the second biggest. I think it might have been the most ingredient. I'm like, no wonder it was really good. And eating pure sugar, which that's one thing I'm going to get to here in a minute. But I don't get what it is. Is it just ordinary people in their kitchen who make stuff? I don't get it. I feel like there has to be some. I feel like it sounds healthier. Then I hear about something called a co-op. What is a co-op? I don't get what that is. I hear about it. I feel like it's a very healthy thing. I feel like if I went to one, I would probably enjoy it. I feel like I would come back with a sack full of vegetables, and I would just feel so like, oh my gosh, I'm, like Little House on the Prairie. I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love that stuff. Like, kind of like homestead kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm really into that stuff. I mean, I'm probably saying it probably sounds like I'm not being serious, but I really am. I really like all that stuff. I'm gonna feel like, okay, there's something to that, but I don't know what a co-op is. What does co mean? Cooperation? Op. What does op mean? Operation? Cooperation? Why don't you just call it I don't know. I don't get what it is. Maybe I will, but anyway. But you have to go to these things. There's like this is the thing about me. There are like a lot of common concepts. Like, I'm not a dumb person. Sometimes I do things that are a little bit dumb, but I'm genuinely not a dumb person. And I'm not like an inexperienced person either. Like, I'm not like, I have a decent head on my shoulders, okay? Like, I know, Leo, excuse me. I don't know if I come across like that or not. Like, I think because you know what it is? I think because I don't care if I come across like a little ditzy or dumb or what. In my heart, I don't care. I genuinely, I don't care. So I don't try to filter it out as much as maybe some other people would who are more insecure in that area than I am. So there you go. But it's like, I don't know, I'm being a little facetious, or I don't even know. But I don't like, I genuinely in my heart don't care. But I think some people, they don't get me. They don't get my vibe, and they take it too seriously. I'm like, it's not that serious. Like, you're basic and ugly if you think it's that serious. It's not that serious anyway. What was I saying? There's like a lot of general concepts that I genuinely in my heart, like, I don't get. Like, what else don't I understand? I just don't. There's like a lot of things I'm like, I don't understand how that works. Like, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of any. Maybe I figured everything out. Like, what is something else? I feel like there's things like that all the time. Just, I don't know, like there's little, okay, this is the reason why I don't, I'm going to say this real quick, then I'm going to either end this or I'm going to go into something else. This is the reason why I don't do my own taxes, because this is the thing. I actually am like pretty good with money, and I understand. There's a lot of concepts that I don't understand, but there's a lot of concepts that I do understand. Like I'm decently good in certain areas. There's some things to do with money. I'm like, I just genuinely don't get what they're trying to explain. But there's a lot of things that most people don't get that I understand, and I understand it really well. So I'm like kind of proud of myself. Like I'm proud. That sounds so like little like pat on the back. Like, I'm proud of myself. I don't mean it like that, but like there's a lot of concepts with money that I don't know. I'm being too like loose with it now. I shouldn't be like that, because I genuinely like, I'm good with money. I get like the concept of money in, money out. Like I understand investing money. I understand dividends. Anyway, we'll just leave it right there for right now. But what was I saying? Now I forgot what I was saying. Bro, what were you saying? Like, there's a lot of things that I get, and I think there's certain things that like my brain is just more acclimated to understand. Like I just get it. It's easy for me. Like numbers, I guess maybe to a certain extent, like I'm pretty good with numbers. Taxes, that's why. Like I get taxes, like I get that they take like 34% out, or like they take like a certain amount out of your paycheck or whatever it is, whatever their percentage is. They take a certain number out of your taxes, and if they take too much out and at the end of the year it turns out that you don't truly owe that, then you get a little back. But if they take too little out, then you're going to owe. So the deal is just to try to break even as much as possible. Anyway, on one hand, like 99% or 95% of doing your taxes, like I get it. I could do it myself. I get it. I mean, I would have to go through the software that says, okay, what is like, fill in the number in square A and this here, like I do kind of need some guidance, like as far as that. I'm like, I don't know what the heck they want, you know what I mean? So I could do that, but it's like, even when I'm doing that, even when I have the software, there's always like some slightly unique situation. And I get so ticked off. Does anyone else ever have this? I get so ticked off because I'm thinking, okay, my taxes are like, we all have our unique stuff, but I'm like my stuff that I have, it's not so unique that no one else has ever dealt with this before. Like I don't feel like it's anything that outrageous or whatever, but like there's always like those one or two items that I just genuinely in my heart don't understand what they want me to fill in. I don't know what they want me to fill in, or it's like, do I put in this number or that number? I don't know. Like I could think of, there's an example that I can think of, but I can't think of what it is. Like there's always like one little question, and especially if you're doing your taxes yourself, it is like, some people don't care, but some people are like you feel like you're going to get arrested if you do like one number wrong or what. Like it's a lot of pressure, it feels like a lot of pressure because you kind of build it up. So I've learned I'm just going to go somewhere and just have someone do it. Like I have a woman who does my taxes. I like her. I get along with her. She, I have someone I go to who I like. I've gone to her for a couple of years now. Like I went to her, I think, 2 years in a row. I'm going to go back to her this upcoming tax season. And so anyway, like there's always like there's these one or two things, and then I'm trying to research it. I'm trying to Google it, some of those free tax app things or whatever. They have a little chat thing. That chat person has no clue what you're talking about. Like you try to explain it, but the person you're trying to ask, they have no clue what it is either. Like they don't know. They give you some like canned answer. I'm like, it's like, it shouldn't be this complicated. So anyway, so that's why I like going to someone, because like there's always those one or two things. Anyway, I'm going on way too much about that, but back to what I was saying originally, and then I'll end it here, is like, I don't like too much flexibility in a recipe, because then it turns into a different recipe. I need to know, and I need to know that I can trust that the specific ingredient combination is going to give me the right range of flavor. Because this is the thing, I might like Italian seasoning. Okay, does that mean I should put Italian seasoning in everything? No. I might like lemon, what do you call it? Lemon seasoning. Does that mean I should put lemon seasoning in everything? No. I mean, I could. I guess there's some people that just do that and they just like think that, I don't know, they just think they're special because they put a certain seasoning on everything. Maybe, I don't know, but it's like, I like variety, and this is the thing, in order to really curate something, this is like a tough concept for me because I like so many things that I have a tough time eliminating things. Like when it comes to home decor or something like that, like, actually, I don't like as many things as I used to, but I might like a bunch of things and I'm like, gosh, well, I want this and I want that. Like, so what do I do? But like, I think I'm learning that the art of curating something is you have to, just because something is good and it would fit somewhere doesn't mean that it belongs in this certain space that you're curating. So like, maybe, I don't know, maybe maybe you don't buy everything just because you like it. You have to be really mindful of it. I don't know, maybe, but then I think there are certain ways, if you find something you like that really speaks to you, in the end, vibes all going to come together. I don't know, anyway, I'm like getting too much ahead of myself, but I don't like it when things are too flexible. I need certain instruction because I feel like we live in a world where anything goes, like, just wear whatever you want, anything goes, like, people literally, which this is not even an odd thing or whatever, people wear their pajamas out in public and don't think anything, like, you don't think anything of it anymore. Anything goes, which, I mean, I guess on one hand, maybe, I don't know, maybe, I guess there's a benefit to that, but at the same time, like, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like a feeling I'm trying to convey, because just anything goes, and because we're just so loosey-goosey, nothing's special anymore. Nothing is special. It feels like nothing is, like, nothing's special anymore. Like, I remember back when, you hear about people talking that, oh, they used to like dress up to go to the movies. Now that's not a thing. Now we don't even go to the movies. You just sit home and watch Netflix. I'm like, well, I guess that's fine. There's a certain time for that. But it's like that. I mean, I don't even watch, like, I don't even know how, I do know how to watch Netflix, actually. Like, I'm not that dumb. But actually, my Netflix doesn't even work. It kept, like, it would not load the movie. It took so long to load the movie, and then it kicked me out. I got so frustrated. I'm like, I'll just, like, I have the app, but like it's like me and a few other people are on the app. Like, I mean, you can have multiple logins or whatever. Like, I have the app, but I don't use it. I feel like I go to find something on it. I'm like, I don't want to watch anything that I'm seeing here, Or it's like, I'll have a show. Oh, I wonder if this is on Netflix. It's not on Netflix. Like, there have been some things that have been on Netflix or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe if I explored it more, but I don't know. I just feel like I always go on. There's a million things to watch and just nothing, like, it's nothing that I want to watch, That's another thing too, is I kind of miss, like, when you would, if you wanted to watch TV, you would have to watch, like, you had so many channels and you had to just pick one. Because this is the thing, because we can just pick anything and there's so many choices, a lot of times we eliminate things that, if that was our only choice, you kind of miss out on things that you like. Like, you miss out on things that you like because you have so many options, and because you can just say, no, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that, oh, I don't know what to do, and because you can just pick through so many things, sometimes it is better when you are forced, or when you have, like, limited choices, because then when you're forced to, like, stick with something, you realize, that's when you realize that you like it, like, you learn to like it. Otherwise, like, you're not going to know if you like anything. And we live in this very just society. I don't know. I feel like there's no substance to people anymore. I feel like people, not everyone, but most people, I feel like people just don't have a lot of substance to them. I really do. I feel like no one is, I don't know, just, people don't have any substance to them. Like, a lot, from what I see at least. I mean, I'm not like, I don't know that many people that well to really say that. I mean, most people don't really know me that well either, but I feel like I see people, and they just don't have, like, there's nothing to them. Anyway, that's all I have for right now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Adios.